A good predator will set you up in such a way that you feel like you almost have to walk into their trap. And I want to talk about one scenario in particular that we really need to be mindful of. Stick around. This is a very unique scenario, but it can happen, and it would be a very, very good way for someone or multiple people to gain access to you in your vehicle as a sitting duck. Not every fender bender is a real accident. Sometimes these little mild fender bender encounters can be just the setup that somebody needs, especially if it's in an isolated place where they feel like they can get away with it. I'm going to give you a cinematic example of a time when you should absolutely not get out of your car, where you should just drive to a safe place. It could be something as simple as this: a secluded underpass, nice little bump to the rear end of the vehicle. Now she stops and gets ready to interact, and we have a problem. That is the 1986 film Cobra by Sylvester Stallone. It's a classic. I love it. I own it. I watch it from time to time. And when I watched that scene a while back, I thought to myself, man, I sure would hate for my wife or daughter to be in this situation. I actually had a conversation with them about it. May just be a movie, but don't think that that can't happen. Don't think that it doesn't happen. What makes that scenario so scary is the fact that they put her in a situation to where she felt like she had to stop, had to interact. But my friend, that was not the time or the place. And a little fender bender, a little bump from a strange van or a strange vehicle in a strange place is not worth your life. In a situation like that, it wouldn't be your fault anyway. Even if somebody like her was carrying a firearm, she had 3 assailants that already had the drop on her. And what if they were carrying firearms? I spoke recently in another video about people luring others outside of their vehicle in parking lots by shoving shopping carts into the back of their vehicle. If you get into a fender bender with somebody, yeah, you typically got to get out and deal with it. You got to exchange insurance and all of that stuff. I'm just asking you to make sure that you put your safety first. Make sure that you're not being set up. Make sure you feel good enough about the situation to get out and make that exchange. That woman in that movie clip, had that been real, should have just kept driving, especially with some sketchy van in the rearview mirror. She should never stop and open her window. I don't want anybody to be in that situation. I told my youngest, I said, sweetheart, you drive away from that. Don't you stop and interact with them. If something like that were to really happen in an isolated, sketchy place like that, get on the phone with the authorities and say, I feel like I'm being set up. Somebody bumped into my rear end and I don't feel right about stopping. I feel like they could be possibly trying to attack me. If they won't get off of your bumper, start driving toward the police station. In many situations, they would probably just disengage if they didn't feel they could get the drop on you. They don't want to get caught. They want to do things in an isolated manner. And one of the things you have to take away from them is that isolated setup that they're looking for. If you've watched the movie, you know that that was her demise. They got the drop on her. The night slasher did his thing. I can't help but believe that that film was written and modeled a little bit after the murders that were happening in LA at that time from Richard Ramirez, The Night Stalker. And it's just kind of ironic. A lot of times Stallone will do films that mirror things that are really going on in society. That character was known as the Night Slasher. Well, in real life, there was a Night Stalker in LA. And there's a lot we can take away from these scenarios, but you got to remember something about predators. They're looking for the ultimate setup. They want you to walk right into that trap. Always put you first. Before you're worried about legalities, before you're worried about anything, make sure that you are safe. Go home to your families. God bless you. Take care.